Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. I am one of your hosts, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California. This is episode number 155. I'm joined by my wonderful, beautiful co-host, the one and only Shannon. How you doing, Shannon?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. And look at you all smiling and stuff. So you must have had a great weekend.
No, I'm trying not to cry. I was just called easy like 10 minutes ago.
Easy. Oh, because you have you're easy to get along with. I think
Tell me anything.
is that what it is?
Fire
Okay.
me up if you want to.
Well, I'm glad that you were here, and I am glad to have this conversation tonight. And also joining us is Ryan from the Hustle Zone. How you doing, Ryan?
What up? How you doing, Kente and Shannon?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now we're gonna get right into the topic tonight. And some of y'all in the chat room, maybe even some of y'all on this chat, may not be able to relate. But us regular folks, us mere mortals, will understand what I'm talking about. And the topic of this episode tonight is, why is this so freaking hard? Now you're wondering, what is the it? There's a lot of it's. Relationships are hard. They're really freaking hard. Dating can be hard. Finding someone can be hard, right? Loving someone can be hard, right?
Yeah.
So many things that can be hard. Now, I know some of y'all in their chat room, y'all are real Renaissance men and women. So you don't even know. You're wondering, like, what are you talking about? It's easy. Brother Brooklyn in the chat room, he's like, what are you talking about? It's easy. Brother Dre in the chat room probably saying that. Of course, Maya Marisol of Jen. But I'm going to speak to us regular people out there.
Regular people.
Who it's not that easy. We read books. We listen to relationship advice people. We pray to Jesus. We ask our grandmama.
Yeah.
Right? Grandmama.
Okay.
Right? We do all of that stuff. We meditate on it. We pray, as I said. We do all kind of stuff. And it is difficult. Now, let's start off with just being in a relationship. Right? Okay, if you're in a relationship, let's say we start off with, I really like this chick, and this chick really likes me. That's the basic foundation of a general relationship. Would we agree? Right? You're cool. I think you're cool. She thinks I'm cool. Right? That's what we're starting off with. But it's not that easy, right? Roadblocks come in. Sometimes it's not even just the circle that is the relationship, right? Sometimes it's things that come from the outer circle, like her mama and them, her homegirls, his mama and them, his homeboys. There's a lot of things that mess up a relationship, and you have to be really vigilant. Communication is one of the big issues, if not the biggest issue, why relationships fail. Because we don't always communicate like we should, right? Different reasons for wanting to be in a relationship. Like, okay, Shannon, I'm gonna assume, based on things you've said before, your end goal is generally to walk down that aisle, right? With somebody.
Sure.
Okay, maybe you get with somebody. You've expressed this is what your end goal is. Maybe his is, you know what, I want a summer thing, you know? Right? Maybe I want to. It's hard out there for a pimp. Hilarious. Maybe it's like, I just want a girl for the summer. Right? So you don't have the same goals, right? Stuff can change, right?
Yeah.
Ryan, I don't know if you ever dated a girl and in your mind it was temporary. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be walking down the aisle with this chick, but I'm gonna have a good time with her this summer, right? Or this winter. It get cold up in Canada. So he may want a chick that can keep him warm during the winter months, right? Probably tell her don't shave her legs. So you can stay real warm. Right? Have you ever done that before?
Yeah.
No judgment here.
No judgment. No, I have. Like, cause you just know some people. You get into some relationships where you're just like, you're either. I hate to say it, like you're either my wifey material or you're just, just there. And
smash and grab.
Yeah, smash and grab, or I have my own relationship issues, but it's like sometimes there are people in your life that you just know don't
just for a season.
They're just for a season, or I wouldn't even say that just for a season because in case they do some research and find any of these videos, I don't want to let any of my exes know that it was just for a season. But sometimes you just know that you're not ready for you're not ready to settle down with a person because of how they think or whatever, right? So some people are temporary, yes,
right. And how do you even know that that's how she's thinking or he's thinking? How do you know that if you're dating Ryan, you're thinking Ryan is the one, I can't wait, we're gonna have beautiful nappy headed kids together, right? And Ryan's sitting there thinking, come February, I'm going to be on to the next one, right? Okay. They will know. I don't know. Do people know though? Really though?
Some people don't know. Some people just don't clue into to the signs. They don't read body language.
Right. So Shannon, you don't seem like a Mr. Right Now at this point. Do you seem like you want a relationship that's going to be long lasting? Am I right?
Yeah, you're definitely right.
After just talking to people, sometimes the person, how the person behaves. So would you how can you even communicate to someone that she's a Miss Right Now or Mr. Right Now? Do you just kind of, we'll see what happens, Do you communicate that? Yeah. Do you communicate that with somebody?
I don't look for Mr. Right Now. If I am talking to you, there is a vision in my head. And when you don't meet that, you are Mr. Goodbye.
Jen says, I hate the good for now attitude. Right?
Yeah. Me too, Jen. I don't need nobody to. I've said this on many shows. I don't need nobody to warm my bed. I can do that myself.
But okay, so if we start out in a relationship, I like you, you like me. Let's see what happens. I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. Why is it so freaking hard? Why is it? If you think about it, 99% of your relationships are failures. If you think about it, if you want to get scientific about it.
No, I don't ever. Well, at least you can look at however you want to. I look at them as lessons.
Lessons, okay.
Failures. Because at the end of the day, you can learn something from a quote unquote loss.
She's an 100% of mine.
Look, no, they're not, Marisol. They're not. You have beautiful products of joy that came out of some of those relationships. But anywho, yeah, I don't look at them as failures. I look at them as lessons. Now, some people just weren't meant to be in your life, and you done broke your own heart. That's another story for another day. But yeah, no, definitely lessons if you learn from them. It's not a failure.
Says if you don't learn, Dre says if you don't learn anything about after a relationship that ended, then all you did was waste time. I agree with that. Maybe
Amen.
failure is too harsh of a thing to say, but what
No,
I'm
some people
what
will
I'm
say they
saying-
failed. Some people will call it that. But that's why I said if you don't learn anything from it, then it could be seen as a failure.
right. But what I'm saying though is, sorry about that. What I'm saying is that
Yes.
you're not going to be married to everybody you date, right? You're not gonna it's gonna end. And most relationships probably end negatively, I would say. I mean, I guess it depends on with the way you feel. Like most relationships, I mean, how many happy ending relationships are there?
I mean, you could end relationships on a good term and just to figure out that you guys are not going in the same direction. It doesn't always have to end bad.
There's always a bad guy in a breakup, and usually it's the man. No, I agree though. Like, yeah, I mean, it can be, but for the most part, I would say, how many people that you've dated in the chat room that you ended on good terms with the person? Like,
And that,
good terms.
don't even ask that. Just say, is it possible to end it on good terms? Because people can, and they have.
I'm
And
still friends with most of my exes. Okay, all right. I mean, I'm friendly with exes. Do I want to see them again? Probably not. Not because I have hate or animosity towards them, but we had our time and moved on, right? But then I have exes that are totally, I love them. I will always love them, right? I will always love them. I will always have love for them. I'm just not in love with them, right?
yeah.
So let's go back to why is it so freaking hard? Have you ever in the chat room, she's zero, I'm not one to be friends with exes, hilarious. Has anyone ever came out of a bad relationship, went into another one and said, you know what? I'm going to make a concerted effort not to make the mistakes that I made in the past. I'm going to be more attentive. I'm going to listen more. I'm going to make more time for the mate. I'm going to do all this shit that the last person said I didn't do. Right? And then if I see red flags, I'm going to not ignore them. I'm going to get over. But then somehow you end up back where you were at. And it still don't work. Thank you. Is it just because, it's like doing a relationship autopsy is beautiful if you're honest with yourself. If you're going to lie to yourself, it sucks, right? But if you're honest with yourself and really break down like what the hell happened, I feel like you can really get some good information on what moving forward. Focus on working yourself out. Amen. I agree.
Why is it so hard for you, Kente?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out tonight. Why is it so hard? It's like, dude is like, I'm gonna treat Shannon like a queen.
Nope. We rewind. I asked you why is it so hard for you. We're not talking about Shannon right now.
I know. I'm just saying this guy X. He's like, I'm gonna treat Shannon like a queen. Like my last girlfriend said, I never told her she was beautiful. I'm gonna let Shannon know how I feel. I'm gonna buy her chocolates every other Wednesday.
Don't buy me chocolate.
Tacos every other Tuesday. All of that stuff. And this shit still don't work. Is it who I'm choosing to be with? You had me at tacos. Hilarious.
That's right, Jen. I was like, you ain't got to buy me no chocolate. You ain't got to bring me no flowers. But if you hook us up with some tacos.
Now, I was talking about this earlier. What if you are not even that person's number one option?
Oh, what are we playing? Second fiddle now?
No, think about it like this. if you okay, it's like he or she's dating you, but really I'm not talking about like some celebrity, but really this is other person they really want to be with. So they're kind of like, I can't be with that person, but I'm going to be with you instead. And sometimes people know who their real first option is.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this earlier in the day. I know a girl, shows you how gangster she was. She was hung up on this guy. We'll call him Jack. That wasn't his name. I don't remember what the guy's name was. And this other guy, she couldn't get a relationship with him.
Yeah.
He couldn't get his shit together, whatever. So this other guy, nice guy, really good-hearted dude, liked her and wanted to be in a relationship with her and pursued her. So before the relationship got started, this girl said to him, looked him in his face and said, okay, we can date. But if Jack gets his shit together, I'm going to Jack. And guess what the guy said?
What'd he say?
Okay, I'll take that deal. He went for that.
So what's your question?
I'm just saying, sometimes people know they're not the first choice.
So are you asking if it's okay?
I'm just like, what do you do when, you know, if that's you, where, you know, where you are either you are the second choice and you kind of know it, or if you're taking someone else, it's like some guy wants to be with you, Shannon, but you really prefer to be with this other guy, but he's not available for whatever reason. And you just go with him because he's available. And I mean, you like him, but he's not the other guy.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I usually am attuned to people's energies and their soul power, if you will. So I'm not looking at someone else while I'm focused on this one person.
But I mean,
it takes your mind in places that it shouldn't be. I mean, there's nothing wrong with dating multiple people if you're having that conversation with the person that you're dating, so everybody knows you're not the only one. But I don't want anyone to ever feel like they're second fiddle to me in our relationship. Like, no, that's not right, in my opinion. And if I ever felt like I was second fiddle to someone in their eyes and they were looking for someone better, or their first choice wasn't available, I would leave. I'm not, nobody puts baby in the corner. What is this? I'm putting my chopped liver. No.
It'd be like that, though.
You need to look at me the way I look at tacos, bro.
How many people are married to their first choice? And I ain't talking about Idris Elba or Rihanna. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like someone who exists in the real world. How many people are really with their first choice?
I'm single, so.
You know, I mean, that's a question I want, that's a question I want people to ponder. And does that affect how you treat the person you're with? I mean, they're cool. You like them. You might love them. But that ain't JoJo or Jack or whoever.
Okay.
He's cool. Because, like, okay, when a woman gets in her 30s, right? You're not chopped liver. You are beautiful, intelligent women. That's right.
Who said that?
L.A. Wade did. And what's up, Norma? I see Norma came in the chat on Facebook. So, the point I was going to make was, so you are in a relationship and, you're happy with that person, right? That person brings you joy. So a lot of times when a woman gets in her 30s or whatever, there's pressure on her to get married and have kids, right?
Okay.
And sometimes you can make a decision on, there's the person you're passionate about, and then there's that person that makes a lot of sense. So the person you're passionate about, this dude might be a drummer, you know, a musician who's traveling the world, and he's, you know, he's a handsome guy and he's mysterious, and you know, you never know what's gonna happen when you're with him. So you're passionate about him because your heart go pitter patter, right? Because he's fun and exciting. But then you know he ain't the Marion type. You know that he's not gonna settle down and do the kids and the matching, you know, pictures where they're all matching and crap, all that BS, right?
BS, huh?
But then you got the guy, you got Bob. This brother Bob has a boring name.
Is it short for what?
Right. Bob got a nice job. He works in sanitation or whatever. Bob, if he's supposed to pick you up at 8, he's gonna be there at 7:55, if not earlier. You know, he's, you know, he's handsome. He's fun at times.
Okay.
He makes a lot of sense. Luke says that's me. He makes a lot of sense. You know that he's gonna be responsible. He's gonna take care of the kids. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna be a good husband.
Okay.
Right?
Girl, I was waiting for your appearance. Hi, Danny.
Hey, what's up, Danny? Now, Bob makes a lot of sense to marry Bob, right? He makes a lot of sense. But you're passionate about the drummer dude, because that's the dude. He's fun, he's exciting. But you never know what, you know, he's 1 minute he's here, next minute he's there. You know what I'm saying? So is Bob really your number one choice? Or the drummer guy really your number one choice?
Okay,
go, Danny.
I kind of want to know what they look like first.
Drummer dude, drummer dude is a handsome guy, kind of, you know, handsome. He's a handsome guy, right?
But is he a faithful type of guy?
Maybe. I mean, let's say he is. If he's in a relationship with you, he'll be faithful.
And then the other dude is more what? Secure?
It's much more secure.
But you're in love with the drummer.
Because he's fun and exciting.
Well, you're answering your own question. Like, why would you be with somebody that you don't like? Because eventually that person's gonna know you don't like them.
Yeah.
But people make that decision all the time.
Well, if they want to live that life and be unhappy, I mean, by all means, do you. But I wouldn't live my life like that. I'm gonna be with the dude that I want to be with, that I like, that I'm feeling, and that's feeling me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm passionate about everyone. Like every guy that I've been attracted to, I've been passionate about him. It wasn't there's someone better. There was a reason why I was interested in you in the first place.
Right.
But there's an understanding that there is potential here. It does not mean that potential is yielding a promise. Doesn't mean we're going to be together forever. So you learn to set your boundaries or your sights on things in that specific situation, not hoping that someone greater will come along. Now, the possibility that someone greater will come along does happen in some instances, but that doesn't mean that you stop engaging this person in the hopes that this greater comes along, because they may be looking for something greater than you.
This is my whole point. Relationships are not the same anymore.
They're not.
Not at all. Not by a long shot. It's not even as simple as courting a young lady, taking her on a date, meeting her family, eventually asking her to marry him, and it go like that. There are active couples that seek out a side chick. Dudes have side chicks and their girls are okay with it.
Yep.
If they're not sharing the side chick with him.
Yep.
Like, it's just not, shit is weird now.
Really?
Everybody got some weird, freaky shit going on. You really don't even know what a person really likes. They could tell you all the shit you want to hear to rear you in. And then when they got your ass, they throwing some weird shit at you in the bedroom. And then you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, For real, they might surprise you with some bubble gum and some balloons or some shit. And you're like, what we about to do with these? Like, you just don't know what people are into. It's just.
And not only that, you're, and we've said this before. That's why I'm so glad you came on, Danny. We're the season of representation. Like I'm going to deliver my representative to you and wow you with who this person is in hopes that I can reel you in and
Yeah.
mate you. So that the goal is to mate you. And then we get so far into the situation and then you find out who I really am and you're conflicted because you love
And imagine the disappointment. The disappointment is
horrible.
horrible.
Like
it's scarring. Because then you're like looking at the next dude like, oh shit, here we go.
Who are you? Who are you? Tell me who you are. Right, just get it out.
What's going on?
Luke says hashtag I'm with Bob. Hilarious.
Of course you can come in, Dre. Like you don't have to ask that. It's a seat available. Please.
I know. I just came on in. It said grab a spot, so I was like,
oh yeah, yeah, come in.
We are here for it. This is what we used to do. We miss y'all. Sitting down with us, having conversations.
Like I know a situation like the Bob and the drummer thing. Actually, actually I'm without saying names where I know a woman who, and if she's listening, she'll know that I'm talking about her. She married.
Don't get hard during the.
She married a guy that she was in love with, who made sense. You know what I'm saying? Came from a good family. He's a responsible guy. You know, he's a good husband. That kind of thing. But then there was a guy who was a drummer. That was the guy that she was more passionate about.
Why the drummers getting a bad rap? Why he couldn't play the bass or something? You know what I'm saying?
Why he couldn't play the piano?
It's another bass player or another. What does he play?
Drum.
The drums.
So, you know what I'm hearing though? A lot of stimulate me type of conversation.
Right.
So it's like it seems like what's being said is who's going to stimulate me more instead of well, I'm going to see who I can be loyal to and be faithful to, instead of okay, if this person can stimulate me more, make me happier, you know, because I want to be happy, then I'm going to choose that one. And we're not saying, you know, well, because the thing is, the topic is why don't things work out, right? Like that's pretty much the topic, you know. And you know, there's got to be a level of self-reflection also. You can't just always expect for somebody to stimulate us in a relationship, because what's going to happen, like the drummer, you know, at that moment, that drummer is going to stimulate the senses of that woman. 10 years down the line, while this drummer's trying to get gigs, and the gigs he do get is like, you know, $100, you know, a night, and he's only booking gigs on the weekends, then she won't be stimulated as much anymore. Where homeboy with the security is more likely to stimulate her, because at that point he can afford to take her at certain places because, you know, she made the commitment to and be loyal to the right person. I think that relationships really can go south if all we're looking for is for somebody to stimulate us.
I don't think that's all that folks are looking for, but I also think that we also have a bunch of misplaced expectations, because I think a lot of times we can meet people who make sense. But there are things about them that don't make sense, whether it's her character don't match her body shape.
Which is a shame, right, bro? Like,
I mean, but that's what people struggle with. Like, what would have been so dope and ill 10, 12, 15 years ago? Because there's some folks that still together and you'd be like, how did they make it work? But it's beautiful because you can see that there's a genuine love and affection of, regardless if they look right on paper or not.
Yeah.
And there's some people that are just married to be married because they can't stand each other.
That part.
Yeah,
and the stigma of divorce is too far of a stain for them. But we have so many options, and that's part of the problem. We're overstimulated. We are heavily distracted. We can throw it away if we don't want it. And so it's like I could see someone, they could be so amazing. Their character, their conversation, just everything about them. And as soon as they do one thing wrong, oh, you roll your toilet, you roll your toothpaste from the middle. Oh, this relationship is over. Opposed to, honey, I noticed when I was at your house and I was borrowing your toothpaste, you had half of it on the sink because you roll it from. Can you start rolling in front of? I mean, people get into these tits and tats about things that they could easily change. The post that's been circulating for months now on Facebook. I'm not gonna be with somebody because they got all their food on a paper plate. Where they good, serving dishes at? Can't you just go to the dollar store and buy him a plate? Maybe he don't even think of it from that perspective. At least he not eating out of the, pan. I mean, the things that people.
But listen, eating out of the pan saves dishes. Makes
but
sense.
the things that people choose to drop somebody for,
I am
it's horrible.
Things though.
It's horrible. It's like, and it was a comment I made. Are you willing to do the work and build with somebody? Because you can have conversations with people about how to change, how to evolve, how to grow. Maybe he didn't know that they had nice dishes at the dollar store on Wednesdays.
Can I say something too? Do not wash and reuse plastic forks. That is so. I don't like that.
If you do that, show business.
No.
You interrupted for that. You say, please don't wash plasticware. I don't like it.
Throw that in the
trash. Don't do it.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
I tell my sons to wash it. I'm not made of money.
Wash paper plates too?
Wash that? No, paper plates will go out.
No.
Okay.
Plastic forks are still good.
I posted a question on Facebook, and there was a reason for it. And the question was, should married women post sexy pictures of herself on social media? If and excluding if you're a Instagram model or a model or some kind of entertainment business. So, and there was a reason for it.
I found out about this app that where people tip you for pictures.
What's this app?
I'm not telling you.
Right.
Is it OnlyFans or something like that?
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I've never heard. What?
Yeah.
So what? Okay, so
that's what OnlyFans is about. Because I was told to get one of those. What is that?
Yeah.
Enlighten me. What is the OnlyFans?
People tip you to see your pictures.
Oh,
that's all I know. That's
like regular pictures?
No,
I think they're
they're like
they're more
intimate pictures.
They're provocative?
Yeah.
Not all the treats.
I don't know, man. I think
I guess the prices go up for
I could put on something sexy.
Right.
And take a couple pics.
I think you could do that, but
they cash out.
You make some bread.
They cash out.
There's money to make some bread off of that.
And fans only.
That's not
true. The sister might need to get a come up real quick.
A part-time school get 19 job. Okay.
And she said, yes, all the treats. Nah, they not gonna get all my damn treats.
Hilarious. Hey, if it works for you, not do it. Do it. We're talking about OnlyFans. We're talking about just for the sake of it, right? Like,
it's everybody want to see everybody treats. Don't y'all fool yourselves.
You're not getting to see my treats unless you get it. Never mind.
And Drea just said foot fetish people too. They have a site for people that are into feet.
I mean, I got decent feet.
That's real shit. People have crazy. That's the shit I'm talking about, Shannon. Like you never know somebody, and then they be like, "Oh, I'm in the feet. Let's look at these feet so I can."
What about the people who
get ready for you? Let me rub your feet down before I get ready for you. You know what I'm saying?
And let me tell you,
the ones who pay for people's panties.
And let me tell you the trick to find out if somebody is really on that weird shit is if that subject comes up, don't act like you are against it, so they'll feel free to. So,
no one would ever talk about that.
No. Like, let's say you're watching something, and they just bring up some weird shit, and you don't know this person yet. Just kind of, say, "Oh, that's interesting" and stuff, so they can feel free to tell you. So then you'll know what they really, because if you say, "Ugh, that's disgusting," then they're not gonna tell you. They're not gonna tell you that.
If I'm thinking in my mind, "Ugh, that's disgusting," I've already dismissed them, so
the date's already
I won't have to deal with them for the rest of the night. It's clearly not my friend. So,
well, no, I'm saying, like, if you don't have no clue that that's what they're into or something like that.
if that's what they're into, then I'm sorry. I'm just.
Well, yeah.
I don't mean to judge. People can do what they want to do, but I don't want no parts.
Yeah, of course.
I just want regular love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want the regular, good old fashioned Luther Vandross, put on some Jodeci. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a bottle of wine and maybe a candle. Like,
That's another thing. That's another.
I don't want no extra gadgets. I don't want no extra people. I don't want nothing extra.
Yeah.
That's another thing that makes relationships hard is when you're not equally yoked in that department. So where you're just, like you said, you're just like, I just want to have regular sex. I don't want, we don't need to add midgets or I'm sorry,
Right.
Or anything like that. And then the other person secretly, they're like, man, if we can add 3 midgets to the pot, that's gonna be good. So I'm sorry, little people.
But wait a minute though, midgets are low key. They in season though. You know what I'm saying? Midgets is they be sizing up midgets now. Little people. I don't mean to offend. Little people are getting sized up now because they look at them as snack size.
It is, yeah.
I'm just saying, Shannon. Look, don't shoot the messenger. I just go off of the memes? I just go off of the memes and the videos I see.
How did we get here? How did this relationship conversation evolve?
Kente dropped the little people.
I did.
Get busy in the bedroom.
I did. Some people
shout out.
Like, I mean, if you cheat with a little person, that's like half a cheat, right? That don't count.
Kente. Cut it out.
You can be fully mad at the man.
That was a good one. That should only count for half a cheat.
Do not use that on your set. That is
I'm not. That's not mine. That's Kente's.
That is
That's a good one though. You should keep it.
Yeah. But you know what though? There's especially
that's to bring the crowd back joke. If you're losing the crowd, you can say some shit like that.
But you know what's
throw them off
about that is there's always somebody, you're always somebody's kink. So that's why I feel like there is someone for everybody because you're somebody's kink or somebody's what they're into. So especially if you're a woman, because I don't care, you could be missing an arm. There's a guy that is totally into that. You know what I'm saying? You could be missing an eye or have 3 eyes or 3 titties or whatever it is. There's going to be a dude that thinks that's the hottest thing ever. So so there's always that person that, don't get down on yourself because you got 3 titties. Don't get down on yourself because, whatever it is that may be something that makes you not the norm. There's always going to be somebody that thinks whatever it is that you have is, I don't know how you find these people. So, maybe that might.
And there's some men out here that have what they call an auxiliary nipple, which is an extra nipple on the torso, not necessarily by the actual nipples.
Right. It's like
is that what they use just in case the other?
It could be in the middle of your chest. It could be on the side of you.
Yeah.
That's a random nipple.
Hey, ladies, put one in the chat room if you would date a guy with an extra nipple, a third nipple. Two for now.
That's just a little information, y'all. Y'all can Google it. It's a real thing.
Dang, what if
it's an extra nipple?
Guy had a third testicle. That'd be weird. What if he was?
I'm pretty sure there's cases because I know a guy that only had 1 testicle.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I think all of
Right.
us men are connected down there because if we see a guy get hit in the balls, our balls hurt. So it's like if you ever seen a guy get hit in the balls and you're like, you grab your stuff and you ain't even got hit. So we're all
I have a vagina and I've done ooh.
yeah,
So
you know, it's like, oh, poor guy, man. And why is women always threatening down there? Y'all always threatening down there.
Because they always looking to emasculate us, man.
Why?
They're always looking
And
to
why do
emasculate
we use
us.
such generalizations? Why are y'all?
what are we talking about?
Women always are threatening. I'll cut his dick off, or I'll kick him in the balls, or I'll whatever.
Who y'all hate?
Well, women don't do that. Some women just do it. They don't say shit about it. They just
Yeah, or the ones that just
Get
do
it
it, we can throw them in that same gumbo. Hey, the ones that just do it, that's even worse.
Yeah, tell me you're going to do it. This way I know how to brace myself. Like,
Yeah, I know. All right,
don't just do it.
yeah. No, but seriously though, all women are like
not
that.
all, but that's it.
That's I mean, some some women have made some of us other women look bad.
That part.
But
Say it again.
and you see a lot more of that because that ignorance is entertainment for a lot of people.
Right.
So
Sure.
it's just something that you see more often than the opposite.
So again, why is
my
relationships so hard?
Why?
Get back
Why
to
is
that.
it?
I think relationships are hard because a lot of hurt people out here, and hurt people. A lot of people don't get the healing that they need. They don't mend the fences that they need to mend. They carry resentments and baggage into new relationships, and they're not willing to work together to make sure that they don't continue that in their new happy relationship. That's why shit don't work. Everybody's stubborn. No one wants to listen to anything. Everybody wants to preach the right shit, but don't do none of it. So, it's just one of those things, you really have to be focused, and that's what you have to really want in order to make it work. And your partner as well. Like if y'all not on the same accord and y'all not walking back to back, pointing the guns at everybody else, and it's just you and them, then you're not gonna have a successful relationship.
Because there's people that was on Blab talking about that's the precursor to Get Vocal, for those who don't know, talking about be a man and all of this and taking responsibilities, and then got somebody pregnant from that site, and when they found out that person was pregnant with their baby, got them out of there. And they, after preaching all that, be a man and take care of your responsibilities.
Yo, we'll talk afterwards. I want to know who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know who.
I
I know
Glad
him.
I'm not in Black.
I'm sure you do, but I'm just saying though.
I know him.
I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah. I've interviewed him before, but so, but
I need to know the daddy and the mammy. You need to jump in my DM and drop some names, because I'm nosy like that. I need to know. That's some hot
Have
off
a
the press.
private chat later.
But
I'm not gonna forget.
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying though, like there's a lot, like back in those days during the Blab days, there would be a lot of people in there talking all this stuff, and then when you look at their real life or you have private conversations with them and you realize all that stuff they talking is bullshit, straight bullshit.
Not everyone's perfect. Like everyone's gonna have their moments, but definitely if they come off as the ultimate authority to the point of judgment, passing judgment toward everybody else, and coming off like I know what I'm talking about, and their life isn't really lining up to it, man. That's a hard fail.
Well, like I don't expect anyone to be perfect because there's only one perfect person that ever existed, and we know who that is. But some people though are just snake oil salesmen. So they present one thing, but they're really not. So
Right.
But that's one of my fears. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like that's one of my biggest fears because I'm passionate about relationships, and people could say I have like some kind of formal training in counseling and marriage counseling and family counseling. So there's some things that I love sharing, and I am afraid that my life won't line up to that kind of stuff that I'm sharing with the people. Like that's like a fear of mine. You know, like
Interesting.
when people would say, you know, Dre talks all this relationship stuff, but you know, and I actually, and honestly speaking, like that kept me from going as hard as I wanted to in it. Because when I first went to school to get my master's in marriage and family counseling, I had people in my church tell my pastor they would never see me because I'm divorced. They would never come to me for marriage advice because I was divorced. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
A divorced person can definitely give you some good info on.
Man, because you learn a lot. You learn a lot from those relationships,
and
what to take from even your own faults.
And that's the thing. And my approach was not coming off as an expert, but coming off at here's where I failed. Here's where I learned how to not fail the next time. Maybe this can help you. You know, so I get that. I do get that. You know, but it's still a thing where people do come off. Like like I'll mention his name, Derek Jackson. Everybody know who this guy is.
Derek Jackson.
Yeah, 6'5". Yeah, Shannon knows. She's over there blushing just by the.
I don't know
his
him.
name. You probably seen him.
Garbage.
You say garbage?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he says is official. Some of the stuff I think.
It's
But
garbage.
He ain't no AMS.
But he came off like when he first came on the scene. He came off like, very judgmental toward men, and a lot of men wasn't feeling him.
Right.
And telling women what they should be looking for in a man and whatnot, and women were swooning over him. Never once did he mention that he was in a relationship, got engaged, got married, and still like leaving his life pretty much open for that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's
difficult.
He might have been in an open marriage again. These new relationship rules.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is I don't want everything to be sad, right? I want to give people hope, and we're going to give the hope through Shannon. And this is how we're going to give hope. We're going to give hope through Shannon. We're going to use Shannon as a way. We'll use her as a proxy for women. So Shannon
just said she is delightfully single.
Right. So we're saying, why is relationships so hard, right? So we'll use Shannon, right? So Guy X has gotten the golden ticket. Shannon has made Guy X her boyfriend, right? So he's happy, right? He's dancing the jig, right? Shannon is officially your boyfriend. So Shannon, how do we keep Guy X on this good path with you? What are some things that besides the obvious, if he's cheating on you and stuff, that's obvious. But what are some things where you start looking at people cross-eyed that maybe men, don't realize? Oh, that was such a great segue or thing. Totally killed it. So what we'll do is while we're waiting for her to come back, I want to say Emu's Cafe, welcome. He's the one with the alien picture. ESS. We have Drea. We have Goddess Inkwell. How you doing, Goddess? We have Drea from back in the Blab days. How you doing? Lala, Melvin, Luke. He's with Bob. Jen.
Oh, by the way, today is May 4th.
May the 4th be with you. Marisol and Maya, and we have LA Wade. She's on Facebook. D is there, as well as Kendra was there. Carrie is there. T. August came through. I know I'm leaving somebody out. Norma was in the house. How you doing, Norma? Norma was one of our first Mars Venus panelists. We got to get her back on. You guys haven't met him. Oh, he was on Blab. I thought you were in Blab. I was on Blab also before that. Meerkat. Okay, what's up? How about? Am I saying your name right? E-Music Cafe. E-Music Cafe. E-Music Cafe. May the 4th be with you. And all right. So big shout out and as a side note, while we work on when Shannon comes back, what do y'all think about if you're in a relationship posting how happy you are or the fact that you are in a relationship on social media. To me, when I see that, I feel like you almost putting yourself dooming your shit to fail.
Yeah. So
Right.
I'll share. Like I stopped doing that.
Mhm.
I was, I would post my relationship, even when it wasn't really easy for me to do it because it made the other person feel happy and secure. I don't do that anymore, and it's and the reason why is because some people root for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you start putting your relationship out there, and people are liking the pictures, loving it. Oh, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. It's about time. And then 7 months down the line, it don't work out anymore.
Right.
Right? These same people who you barely know.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? You guys were so cute together. I don't really know you that well. I appreciate you, like, you know,
Minding your own business.
liking the pictures, but we're no longer together. I don't want to feel like I have to explain myself to perfect strangers.
Right.
So like I'm at the place now where after marriage, like or engagement,
Right.
that's when I'm like, when I mean engagement, I'm talking about like engagement. We have the wedding date, and we're like 2 weeks down the aisle, like that kind of,
That's when Dre is gonna do a press conference. He's gonna be like, "I want to announce that I'm with Rebecca, and we are about to get married." We're gonna do it simulcast on vocal.
Oval Office. Yeah. By the way, we found the cure for COVID-19. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So Shannon, Guy X,
Go to the bathroom.
Guy X, he's got the golden ticket. He's fortunate to call you his woman. So guide him. What are some things, some pitfalls that you want him to avoid, besides obviously cheating on you and beating you up and all that shit?
don't eat her tacos. Do not eat her tacos.
Yeah, that would be one. Don't eat my
Oh,
taco.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a guess?
I don't
We're
know.
gonna call you 8 times a day.
Lacking what? I'm sorry.
Does he have to call you 8 times a day?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. There ain't that much to talk about if we've already talked that day. I mean, we both have jobs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. The lack of communication, effective communication, would be probably my biggest deal breaker, apart from the obvious one. Um, the lack of interest in things that I like to do.
Is that really important though? Like, what if they don't really like to do it, but
I mean,
they will
it's
do it
like,
with you from time to time?
I mean, the things that I like to do, I like to eat, listen to music. I mean, there are some things that like you don't want to go out to eat. You want to sit at home and eat every meal. Like you don't ever want to go out to eat. I might look at you with
Compliment. Are you the one of those that you want to hear compliments all the time?
They don't hurt, but I don't need to hear them all the time. Like,
Okay.
I don't need you to make me feel uncomfortable. Like, why do you keep reminding me every second of the day that I'm beautiful? I don't need to know that. Like,
What's the old dude who he used to always say you look like his woman? That guy.
I know who you talking about. He's like,
Yeah.
you remind me of my fiance.
Right. LA actually met him in person recently.
I haven't seen him on here in like forever, so
Yeah.
I hope all is.
I
don't know. I mean,
communication. What about gifts? I'm not talking about like
I love languages.
I'm not talking about Gucci bags or anything, but I mean
I'm not into labels. My love languages are physical touch and quality time. So if you could wrap your hands around those two things, you probably will never fail.
Okay. So if
you see the pun in that though, right? She said physical touch and then wrap your hands around those things. Like you guys missed that. You totally missed that.
See, I did miss that. That's dope. Must have them things. Yeah. So if he was stuck in traffic and he bought some flowers off the Mexican dude at the side of the road, so does that win some points when he come home and he presents you with the flowers? No.
Flowers aren't my thing, but I wouldn't say, oh, I don't want these. I'd say thank you and find a vase to put them in.
Okay.
But
For a guy to do that's actually pretty thoughtful.
Okay. All right. And does it matter if he gets along with your peoples?
What do you mean by my people? You talking about my mama? Or you talking about the brothers? There's a huge difference. What do you mean by people?
Either one. Like, because look, I've been in relationships where
I don't want.
I didn't care for their people.
I don't
like
want a Mama B, Little Scrappy, and Erica Dixon type love. Okay, I don't want us to be fighting at the table all day, every day. So no, thank you. I want you to have a respect for her. You ain't got to hold hands with them and skip to the movies together, but there should be some respect for adults. We should be mature adults. Now, if there's just an obvious disdain of, we might need to unpack those things, especially if I plan on spending the rest of my life with you, because my mama ain't going nowhere.
How do you
my friends ain't going nowhere either.
How do you tell a woman that you're dating that you don't like her mama?
Like,
do you just keep it to yourself?
No, because it's gonna eventually show, I think, based on how you respond and act around that person.
I've been in that situation, by the way, where I didn't
you didn't like the mother?
Did not. Her mama was a mess and a half. And I'm good with moms. Moms always loved me, but this mama was a ridiculous. She was a train wreck, this mother. So that was like one of the only moms I didn't care for.
I was in a situation, not in it like, I feel you. Like, it's not that I didn't like the mom, it's that the mom operated in a way that I know if we got married, it would cause a strain in our marriage.
I feel like it's easier for women, though. Am I right? I feel like it's easy for a woman to say, I don't like your mama or your daddy or whatever.
I think everybody should be transparent. I mean, even about stuff like that. Because if you keep in the little things to yourself, then what happens when the big things come up?
No, here's the thing with me. I can say my mama get on my nerve. I can say my daddy get on my nerve. Don't you ever tell me that they get on your nerve. Don't do it.
Don't say that?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, you might have a nice mom, but people know they mom ain't the business too, though. Like, some people know it though. They like, yeah, she is a train wreck. Like, not everybody's mama is what's the chick from the Brady Bunch? Mama Brady, whatever the hell her name was.
But the thing is also, like, it really could cause a huge courage in the relationship. Imagine, like, my mom is coming to visit and you really want your mother to come and stay with you guys for the week that she's going to be in town. If my wife feels free enough to verbalize that she can't stand my mother, right, then that's going to cause a strain in the marriage. Like the Bible says, not the Bible says, the Bible says that or even let's go even beyond that. The vows that people take: your people shall be my people, your God, my God. When you get married, you're marrying families. Like, families are coming together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge thing. Like, people think when I'm marrying you, I'm marrying you. I'm not trying to marry your mama, your daddy. No. If I'm marrying you, I'm marrying your mom. I'm marrying your father. I'm marrying the kids you may have. I'm marrying your sisters, your brothers, all that stuff. Your family is becoming my family. If I know that you don't like my mother, we cannot be family. We cannot be family.
Well, let me add this. There should be respectful boundaries on the family sides, because mothers can overstep their boundaries when it comes to their sons. And if those men don't stand up to their mothers and say, this is my wife, I don't want you talking to my wife that way. If you don't ever stand up for that, your wife is not going to win. And that's going to be a dagger in your relationship and your marriage.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
That part is cleaving to your wife.
Can you date somebody and you don't like their kids?
Say it again?
You don't like their kids. Their kids are little assholes. It happens.
Leave the relationship.
I mean, if their kids are little assholes, that's a conversation they need to have, because clearly somebody's got to do something to intervene. You don't want you really does he want to raise little assholes? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? If he's not recognizing that some stuff needs to be changed with his kid, then that needs to be discussed, because
big denial about their kids.
Yeah, people are. Some people can be.
yes and no. I think that there's ways that you can go about getting it across to your partner without it shouldn't be an issue, because that's something that if y'all are going to be together and y'all are going to accept each other and each other's children, if y'all not willing to work through the kinks of those relationships, it's not going to be a good relationship. Move
Communication
on.
at the very beginning has to happen.
Find somebody that doesn't have children or has children out of the house, or something that's going to, be conducive to what you trying to deal with.
The kid being an asshole could be something that you find out way later, because if you start dating somebody with children, you may not meet their kids for a while. So by the time you meet them, you might be really having feelings for them. So it's not as simple as, oh, well, then I don't like their kids, so I'm bouncing. You know what I mean? Like, so that can be.
But you know what, Kente? But
yeah, you can be.
But
you
the
can
thing
be
is,
in the relationship.
It has to be that way, Kente.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to hurt. The truth of the matter is going to hurt, but it has to be that way. If you don't get along with a woman's kids or your man's kids, it has to be that way. Mm-hmm. Imagine the stress and the turmoil that's going to be in the home if you don't make that breakup at that particular moment. Yeah, it has to be that way.
Absolutely. Like I said, if y'all can't work it out, y'all got to part ways, because those are the kind of things that mess up relationships.
Yeah, like if
the adults have to be invested in each other in order for anything to work. They have got to make a solid decision that it is you and me against everybody, and we got to pull through whatever situation we presented with
so like
together.
In that situation, Anthony, with the kids,
and work
the
together.
Conversation, even before they meet the kids, the conversation is, so babe, how would raising your children look? Like, if am I free to help you raise the children in all aspects, love them and lovingly discipline them at the same time? Am I free to do that? All right. Are we gonna work together in seeing that happen? That's got to happen in the very beginning.
Yeah, all of mine are fun. Hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah,
that's a concern of mine. Like my kids are great, and I think that my kids will get along with.
And you're out the house, basically.
Huh? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. My concern is more of my concern is, will they love my kids the way a mother would love children? And I'm not asking them to be my kid's mother.
It's a special kind of woman. Yeah. It takes a special kind of woman to love somebody else's children, like their own. And I'll just say that because I've seen both. I've seen flip sides of that. And I've seen two different sides of it.
Like, I'm afraid of marrying a woman that 2 years down the line, can't stand my kids, and I'm not leaving my kids. I will, and I hate to say this, like, we will separate,
right?
Until after my kids are out the house,
absolutely,
or divorced. My kids are my responsibility, and
absolutely, they are part of you. That's not a bond you turn your back on.
You shouldn't even want somebody that is.
No, and that person, if that person loves you, they'll love your sons.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
When you marry somebody, you marry their family.
How do you? Have you dated a woman with kids?
With boundaries.
Have you dated a woman with kids?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you navigate, like, once it gets serious, like how much to be involved with them? Like, have you got to a point where you're involved with the children?
Yeah.
Like, how do you kind of navigate that?
I don't come off like I'm their stepdad right away.
Right.
It's at that point, it's a matter of developing a relationship. The kids, and it's sort of like being an educator, a teacher. if you can get your students to trust you,
Mhm.
then they'll respect you. If they
Right.
know that they're going to be safe around you, right? That you really care about them, they're going to trust you. Similar in a situation where you're dating somebody with kids. The goal isn't trying to come in and be the authority to the kids. You're trying to develop a relationship with the children. So you'll spend opportunity to talk with them, to do things with them, to do what they like, get to know who they are, let them get to know you. And when time comes where they may start to stretch the boundaries a little bit, politely say you're overstepping your bounds. All right, let's come back and let's reel this in, because kids will do that. But they got to know that no matter what, you're going to care for them and you're going to keep them safe.
Mhm.
And
I love kids, by the way. I'm love kids. I I've been in a lot of positions where I've had to teach children or I've coached sports, and that's one of the best. If you've never coached sports, that's one of the best. I don't have children, so maybe that's kind of being a father for me. So it's nothing like coaching kids up. And I always like the kids that weren't the greatest athletes, because it's just something about instilling the confidence in them to achieve and all of that kind of stuff that it's so rewarding. Like, it's so rewarding. And I'm one of those kind of people that, it'll be like a family thing and the kids will be playing in the streets or something, and I'll be in there playing with the kids, you know what I'm saying? Cheating.
dunking on little kids.
Hell yeah. I don't let kids win. I do not let kids win. You gotta earn this victory. Okay. So but I love children. So it's one of those things. And
Leah.
anyway, so before we go, I think we've helped out Shannon's future man, because what we'll do is we'll isolate that clip and we'll play it for him, so he'll know what to do to keep Shannon engaged and wanting to be in this relationship and make it successful. So Danny, she got it covered. Dan, we're not worried about Danny. When Danny's ready, she'll settle down.
And in her field, right? She I'm not sure if you realize this about what you do, Danny, but you're a philosopher, right? You are, right? You are a thinker, and comedians have the greatest minds on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Their minds are so underrated. Now, you guys have like brains that blow mine. Like, it's
I know, but I'm trying to see the dollars though. Where is the show me the money? No, but no, I appreciate that. That's a great compliment. Thank you. But yeah, what are we doing? Shouting out our social media? What's going on here? What do I know? Y'all got into me about y'all don't have to worry about.
No, we're
me.
saying
what was
that
the
we
thing?
were helping
What are y'all talking about?
Shannon's future boyfriend. But we don't think Danny got it. She got the wheel, so we're not worried about Danny. And Dre, we don't have to worry about Dre either. Dre,
I'm just enjoying flirting and
So in
being
the span
single.
of today, I've been called easy, and I apparently need help with it.
we all need help except for Danny,
easy,
Dre,
like,
Danny and Dre, but everybody else, there's nothing wrong with needing.
Yeah. I don't know if God, I don't know what God is trying to tell me. I'm hoping that my mate is out there, but
he out there.
I'm not over here like dying for him. He'll come when he comes. But if he doesn't, whatever.
Do you have like a Jordan?
That's where I'm at with it. Like, I live a fulfilling life. I'm a happy person. I'm not
Danny,
like,
you tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm not tripping.
You get bored easy. So like, I could see, I can see you being into somebody and then just being out of it.
That's her Sagittarius ways.
You're Sagittarius?
I wake up.
You were so cool last week. Like this week, I don't know so much.
Huh? This week,
You're Sagittarius.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be.
Yeah.
Be the best.
Me too.
I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a free spirit. I am a lover of everything, and I love adventure. And I'm a traveling spirit, and I love the heat.
what I'm-
I'm a nudist at heart.
So you got to be that
Um,
drummer to keep you interested. You got
I
to be
mean,
the drummer. You got to be the drummer to keep you interested. Bob ain't gonna do it. Bob
The
ain't
dentist
yes,
won't do it either.
you have to be the drummer. You have to have some adventure.
Shout
There
out
has
to
to be
Bob.
something fun going on.
Bob, I'm using him as a
Right.
catch-all for all those guys that work really hard. They're really good-hearted people. She may not be passionate about you, but she's probably gonna marry you because the drummer guy is good. He's out there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I need an HBO special.
Yeah. I'd
Oh,
love to
sign
see
me
that.
up.
All right, Danny, how can we get you social media and also what's
I am on Instagram. I'm trying to get to 5,000 followers. Please follow me on Instagram. That is Danny_Redwine, just the way it sounds. DANY_REDNE. And I am on Facebook, Danny Redwine or Danny Lynn Redwine. And what else? Snapchat, but I don't really see that. I just use the filters for cute pictures. That's it. And then and let's see what else. I don't do the
TikTok?
what do you call it? What's that new
Oh, Zoom.
Zoom thing? But I'm down to do it. So I guess I'll get a Zoom.
It's
I
just-
don't
we-
know
we
what
don't
that
need
is.
Zoom.
But yeah,
I'll
hit me up.
get a Zoom. Okay.
Zoom?
I'll get a Zoom. I don't,
And they love
I like to chat with
Party,
people.
Danny.
What's up, Sybil? And they want to know, are you on TikTok?
Right. I'm not on TikTok, but I'm working on it because I think I could do some funny shit on there. But I haven't really been able to play with it. I have it on my phone. I just haven't played around with it enough to.
I just be on there singing.
Learn how
That's
to
the only thing I do, and
finesse
I
it.
don't share none of my videos.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'd like to see it.
I can't sing. That probably would be funny,
I
huh?
can sing.
I should get on there and try
Everybody
to.
who knows me knows
It
I'm
was-
great.
it's so funny. Zoom was a business application. Like it was an application
Right.
for businesses to use for meetings, and now people are using it for parties.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nothing to me like house party. I would never use it in that context.
But people are using it like that. Yeah,
It's the quarantine. I mean, you got to blame COVID.
Mhm.
COVID
yeah.
Great, I
will
can
change the
you on social
world.
media and all that good stuff.
All right. So before I say anything about that, this Thursday, LB and I are back.
Nice. All right,
This
I'll be there.
Thursday, we're back on Get Vocal for the Togetherness
be there.
podcast
I'll
at
be
8
there.
p.m. So tune in this Thursday at 8 p.m. for the Togetherness
Eastern,
podcast.
right?
But
Eastern, right?
yeah, Eastern. Yeah. 8 p.m. Eastern. I have a YouTube channel with me and my boys called the Harrison Family Vlogs. You can search that up on youtube.com. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's a slow crawl, but I'm like 250 away. All right.
Oh.
So if everybody here do it, then I'll be like 240
Nice.
away. So
All right, all right. That's what's up.
yeah, and Instagram at Andre_D_Harrison, Twitter at Andre D Harrison, and on Facebook at the Andre D Harrison. Hit me up on all three. I don't have a TikTok. I'm never going to get a TikTok. I think I'm at that age now where certain social media applications on my phone are annoying. TikTok is definitely one of them. I don't even like watching them, to be perfectly honest. They're all over social media. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, when you seen one, yeah.
Yeah,
know.
you know.
No, you have not.
Yeah, everybody's doing the same thing. No one's original.
It's always
Like,
like that kind
You're
of
all
yeah. Okay. Shannon,
Kente.
how can we get you in social media? And also, when's your book coming out? It's coming out this year, right?
See, if you would have listened to my live yesterday, you would know more information. But since you didn't listen to my live,
No, I didn't. I'm
Bad
sad.
friend. Bad friend.
I missed
But
it. What
we
time
are
was
not
it? I
gonna
fell asleep
recap.
at 7.
Did you tell everybody that you was going live though?
I know. I didn't know.
I gave a disclaimer.
What time did you give the disclaimer? Was it like a minute
I
before
didn't
you
know
started?
I beg your pardon.
I'm
I
just
am
asking.
not the 11th hour Susan that you are.
Okay. I'm just asking.
You know, I would always support you in anything you do. You just got to tell me though.
Yeah,
Yes, I would have.
I work
Was I
overnight.
up? I don't know. She's not giving me no details.
I work
so
overnights,
I'll just
Friday,
be your
Saturday, and
agent.
Sunday nights, and so I'm gonna do lives on Sundays because it helps me stay awake.
Okay.
On
But-
Facebook.
Yes, on Facebook.
Gotcha.
So IG, Twitter, and Facebook, Shannon Ford like the president, hyphen Jefferson like the president. And for you people who did not take time to look at my live yesterday, because of COVID-19 and the decision I made with my publisher, I am not accepting the e-books that would come out this month. I am going to push my publication back. And I have a date in mind, so that means I can't print until next year.
Okay. All right. All right. Your earrings look bomb too. Can we see them?
That's all right. We're looking forward to next
I
year
got
because
two books coming out
2020
next
is
year.
not the year.
No.
Maybe it's
May and August. Make sure you have your phone.
Mhm.
all right.
And what is your
Okay.
your Tinder account? What's your Tinder account?
What's Tinder?
Oh, really? Okay.
I've never been on a Tinder, so I know it's something. Is that the one where?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she trying to see. She was.
This ain't trying to be
Christian
funny.
Let's see if she had one.
What's
Where
your
they
Christian
low
Mingle?
go?
Your
Where
Christian
they be
Mingle.
petty?
Okay, so for all you people out in the
right
social
now.
media land who are listening to Kente's foolishness, I am not on any dating apps. If you want to find me, I told you how. The end.
How you not have a Christian Mingle? That's yeah.
I go to church. We can make.
you just mingle with Christians at church.
You gotta find your husband.
How you doing?
Find your husband at church.
Yeah. Well.
Go
Really?
to,
No, I
Go to
had one of those accounts. I had
black.com.
to shut it down
Like people
years ago.
All right. Just to let you know, we will be.
Yeah, they don't worry about it, sis. They all convicts.
Men and
They
women.
just got out of
Men
prison.
and women.
Let some people know we will be here for a little bit after the show.
They can't do nothing for you, boo. Look for a place to
I
stay,
am
make you some
done.
cook-ups.
Kente, how can we
you
follow
know?
you on social media, sir?
Kente F on Twitter, Kente Ferguson on Instagram, and of course, indyradio.org, indyradio.org is the website. And we will be back for an all-new episode. You guys have a great rest of your week, and God bless.
Bye.